Hello, I'm Katie with KindredSoulArt, and this guided relaxation for sleep is number 2 in a developing sleep series. Today I'll be guiding you through an exercise called the bookshelf method. This is a tool you can use to wind down from the day and to manage any disruptive thoughts or feelings preventing you from getting restful sleep. The bookshelf method involves observing your thoughts or feelings, giving them a label, then imagining the thoughts or feelings as objects, which you then place or color onto a bookshelf. And any unhelpful thoughts can be thrown away into a visualized trash bin next to the bookshelf. This process allows you to recognize, organize, and get some space from your thoughts and feelings. A calmer mind makes for a better sleep. You can imagine this bookshelf exercise in your mind, or you can physically color it on paper for a stronger effect. Doing this exercise requires no artistic ability nor experience. Just come as you are, and you are fully accepted and wanted here. In this video, I'll be coloring in real time with you using a few commonly experienced thoughts and feelings so that if you have a hard time imagining something for your bookshelf, you can have a visual guide to help. To start, grab a piece of paper and something to color with. It can be colored pencils, crayons, a ballpoint pen, whatever you have on hand will do. Make a rough outline of a bookshelf with space to write in a label for the emotions, and then add a little trash can next to it. In the description, I've linked a simple outline for the bookshelf you can use if you don't feel like drawing one. Now that you have your bookshelf ready, take a minute to observe thoughts or feelings you've experienced today, or may be experiencing in this moment. As I'm observing my mind, I might notice many of my thoughts are about a certain topic, like family stress or perhaps a strained relationship. I might label these thoughts about family. I imagine these thoughts represented as an object I can put on the shelf. In this case, little squares for each person I'm thinking about. I imagine placing these on the bookshelf either in my mind or physically drawing them in. With thoughts about family now organized and labeled on the shelf, I can recognize the thoughts are still there and will likely be there tomorrow. But for right now, I don't have to wrestle with them. Let's go back to observation to see what else you're experiencing. Let's say I notice my chest is tight. My muscles are still tense even though I've been winding down for bed, and I keep worrying about things I can't control. I might label this as anxiety. It feels kind of sharp and tense, so I'm representing the feeling like a spiky gray ball. I then imagine myself taking this ball and placing it on the shelf. Now that it's labeled and on the shelf, I can recognize it's there, but I don't have to feel it so closely. Some thoughts aren't very helpful. For example, I might notice a thought saying, "You'll never be good enough." This thought doesn't feel like it helps me, so I go ahead and throw it in the trash. I don't need to hold on to thoughts that don't serve me well. Although it's easier to recognize uncomfortable emotions or thoughts, consider making an effort to notice any pleasant ones as well. For example, I may have appreciated someone's kindness today. I think I'll label that moment joy. It feels bright and happy, so I'm putting it on the shelf with flowers and bright colors for me to admire and come back to look at. If you are struggling to imagine your thoughts or emotions as an object, you might try writing in related words. For example, if I am noticing sadness but can't think of an image that would represent the feeling, I can write words to describe it, like empty, dark, hide, away. Each time you put one of the words on the shelf and separate it out from yourself, it allows you to free up that extra space in your mind. Again, the feeling may still be there, but you don't have to do anything with it right now. You can just let it rest there, safe on the shelf. Finally, if you get to a place where you are feeling sleepy or don't have time to go through everything you're feeling, you can also imagine wrapping up all the rest of your thoughts and feelings into one object to put on the shelf. I like to use the bigger shelf for that one. For me, this often feels like one big heavy ball. Setting the heavy ball down on the shelf, I notice the welcome relief off my shoulders. It means I don't have to carry the heavy thoughts and feelings to sleep. They can rest on the shelf for the night. Continue this process as long as you'd like while music plays and as I fill in more squares with you. Again, this is Katie with Kindred Soul Art, and I look forward to seeing you in our next relaxation exercise.